Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin Cash. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, before we get into the video, I do want to mention that there is a donation link down below in the description. That is the official donation website for the Ukrainian military. Help us win the war, guys. Support us any way you can, even if it's $2. All of that is going to add up. So feel free to support and help Ukraine. And that is pretty much it. Let's jump into the daily chart. So as you can see, we did have this nice rally on the daily chart. Bitcoin Cash did get a bit overextended from the 20 EMA. We got the bullish cross over here, which is incredibly good. That was your buy signal. And as you can see right now, we're losing the 20 EMA and we are below the 55 EMA. So what I think is going to end up happening is we're going to stay above the 55 EMA. This will be a wick below the 55. So yeah, there is a bit of a gap in between the 20 and the 55 EMA. So maybe the EMAs are just going to come back closer together. And from there, we're going to have our next leg up. So if you are looking to get into Bitcoin Cash, getting in on these big red candles is obviously a good thing. And especially if you have been buying into Bitcoin Cash over here at $1,800, then dollar cost averaging in at these lower prices is very, very smart. So we haven't had a bullish cross since so we entered into the bearish cross on November 22nd. Since then, we were in a downtrend. Right now, we broke above the 55 EMA. Hopefully, we're going to stay above it right now. And our next target that we are going to attack is going to be $401.50. That is the 0.236 of this Fibonacci retracement here. As you can see, we do have the swing high here in May and the swing low February 26th, I believe, 25th. And yeah, so we haven't done a Bitcoin Cash update in quite a long time, actually. So I did have this Fibonacci retracement before February 25th, and we had the swing low here on January 25th. And a month later, we had a wick all the way down exactly to that level. So I did have this support level here, guys. So if you got in at that level, you are, let me just bring out the ruler. There we go. So we have 50.9% gains, which is not bad. That was a great trade. And as you can see, we broke through this white horizontal resistance, back tested that as support, and from there off we go. So also, I do want you to pay attention to this blue trend line. This is a support trend line that we've been holding since March of 2020, and we lost it as support here. So potentially what is going to happen is we're going to come back for a touch of resistance and potentially another correction or another pullback to a key support level. Right? This even could be a dead cat bounce scenario. You know, no one knows what's going to happen, but I'm just telling you, if you're looking to take some profits and you want to wait a bit longer, then obviously wait until you get to the 0.5 here, the golden ratio, which is sitting at $813, or this blue trend line, because we may get rejected from that trend line. Now, also pay attention to the golden ratio here, because that is an important level that we need to break. Right? So if you break the golden ratio, there are a lot more chances that you're going to retrace back to the previous all-time high, which currently is sitting at $1,646. That is your all-time high for Bitcoin Cash. Not all-time high. I do believe it was higher previously, but this is the local high, I want to say. So yeah, golden ratio and the 0.5 resistance is, you know, these two levels are pretty important. Obviously, the golden ratio, you want to break through, back test that as support, and off you go to retrace to the previous local high. But that is still, you know, in the future. So we want to focus on what's happening right now. So would I buy into Bitcoin Cash right now? Yes. If it dips a little lower, I would buy in even more. Now, jumping into the daily RSI. So it's a bit messy. I do apologize. I'm going to remove this pink trend line over here. We don't need that. We don't need that. All right. So now it looks a bit more cleaner. So you have the white trend line that has 1, 2, 3 bounces off support. You have the pink trend line that had a lot of bounces off support here. We lost it a couple of times, but right now the RSI is on its way down. It's nosediving into one of these support levels. As you can see, this is where the support trend lines cross each other. So this is potentially where you can see a bounce and from there a move to the upside. So maybe wait until the index touches this support trend line and then enter, without even looking at the price action. That's something that you can do. But yeah, so that's it for the daily chart on TradingView. Let's jump into the weekly chart on the Binance chart. Now jumping into the weekly chart, so you can see that we have a bearish cross on the weekly, which is a very bad signal. Obviously, I've been talking about that for quite a while on the channel, and I do say that when you get the bearish cross on the weekly chart, that is quite negative. Now, does this mean that, Bitcoin Cash is rolling into a bear market? Potentially. Potentially that is the case, but that is not guaranteed. So what is happening right here is we are running into the 20 EMA as resistance. As you can see, we had 3 candles bouncing off the 20 EMA on the weekly chart. $327.50 is your support at the 1.412, at the 1.414, and the 1.618 below is at $291.50. Now this was our target after we lost $414. I did tell you that, and this, as you can see, is where exactly we landed. We did have a couple of fake outs below the 1.618, but mainly we stayed above it, and from there we started moving to the upside. So potentially right now we come back to the 1.414, and from there we break the 20 EMA, backtest that as support, and break through the first fib level here. After that happens, we're going to start setting some more targets to the upside. But for now, let's target $414.50 and also the 55 EMA on the weekly chart, because we can potentially get rejected from there as well. Now let's take a look at the weekly stochastic RSI. As you can see, we're already in the overbought. So from here, you can potentially look for some moves to the downside. Obviously, this can take a couple of weeks. But if you are down here, that is definitely a great time to be buying more Bitcoin Cash coins. Now, let's get into the MACD here. Let's see what the MACD is doing. So the MACD has a confirmed uptrend. Because how do I know that is because the moving average, the yellow line here, crossed above the signal line. And that is basically your confirmation of the uptrend. Now, the MACD is a lagging indicator. So basically, the uptrend has already started before, the uptrend already started. And only a couple of weeks later, or not a couple of weeks, but I want to say, let's actually see how many days. So this is when the uptrend started, March 14th, right? But we got the pullback later during the week, March 21st. Right? So a week later, you get the bullish cross, you get the confirmation of the uptrend. That's when you buy in, right? So yeah, that's it for the weekly chart. Obviously, you could swing trade this. If you had the 20 EMA up on your chart, you could have sold at the 20 EMA and now you can buy back in a bit cheaper. Let me see how much percent was that. So that's a nice 14% if you want to buy back in at the 1.414, which I do think we're going to get back to $327. But let me just zoom in a little bit so we can see all the support and resistance levels. Obviously, if we see a capitulation, look for $234.50. Don't use round numbers in your limit orders. Always have your orders above support levels and below resistance levels. That way you have more chances of getting filled. Now that is pretty much it, guys. If I missed out anything on the charts, please let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to check out the donation link down below as well. Help the Ukrainian military win this war. Also feel free to check out my Patreon. It's a great way to support me, and it's a great way for you to get a lot of extra content. I have started posting on Patreon daily once again. And, I'm getting back into the, daily content routine because I haven't been uploading, frequently since the war started. But right now I'm getting back into it. So, yeah, any support is very much appreciated. Thank you for watching. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.